Stay with us because I want to bring in Chris Banbury, who's an author and journalist, live with me in the studio here. Chris, there you go. There's a sympathetic case as a 97-year-old. What would be achieved in making him be prosecuted?
Well, I think the first thing, if it was one of us, we would be prosecuted, no question. I mean, this woman broke her wrist. She had a baby in the car, which is not pointed about. The car went over. I think we would be prosecuted and we'd have to pay a fine. And as I understand it from reading in the Express, so it must be true, he's been advised by his lawyer, Mr. Loophole, he's nicknamed, that by handing in his licence, he can avoid prosecution. Now, we'll see, because the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, are still looking at the case. But it would seem to me he has had legal advice that this is what to do to try and ensure there's not a prosecution.
But what's to be gained, forgive me, what's to be gained from the CPS spending time going after a 97-year-old?
Well, I don't think there needs to be much time spent in it, to be quite honest. As I say, it's a fairly open and shut case. If you or I had an accident with a car, we tipped it over and we broke the driver's wrist and there was a child involved, we would be prosecuted.
Do you think the rules are being bent because he's part of the royal family?
I don't know if they are going to be. We'll have to see if the CPS, my suspicion is yes. We have to see if the CPS pursues the case now or just simply leaves it at that. But it would be embarrassing, wouldn't it, having a case of Regina versus Phillip Windsor. He's going to be prosecuted by his wife.
Put aside your suspicions, and perhaps I could go so far as to say scepticism towards the royal family for a second. Aren't you sympathetic, as Giles has just explained, to a 97-year-old, sunlight blaring in his eyes, gains a huge amount from the independence and autonomy that comes from being able to drive, gets in an accident, has written an apology?
He wrote an apology after a considerable delay, under some duress, at least from the media, I would say. So he didn't speedily apologise, and they didn't apologise there and then, as I understand it, either. So, no, I don't have a great deal of sympathy. I mean, I think, at that age, yes, good that Nicholas Parsons can drive very well, great presenter, but I do think that from the sound of it, he shouldn't have been driving. And also, to add it into it, he's seen not wearing a seatbelt just shortly afterwards. I mean, again, if that was us, we'd be pulled over. We'd be questioned about it at least by us. So there can't be one law for us, the common people, and one law for the Queen's consort.
One law for the common people, one law for the Queen's consort, Giles Brandreth.